I'm going to be reacting to Mr. Beast. So, hi, this is Beesmiths. Welcome to the channel. I'm mostly going to be uh, vlogging and doing a reaction video to uh, Think Tink, where they interview Mr. Beast and his advice on YouTube channel. I know I have been frustrated for many years. I know that his content, I'm not sure what his content is. I never watched a single Mr. Beast video ever, but it's I've always found YouTube very frustrating, and he seems to come off as truthful. And I think it depends on the genre, perhaps, for whatever's channel. So I will react and make a commentary. So screen goes shoo in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, movie magic, ain't that? so, so this is kind of 19 minutes long. I will be pausing it, so hopefully I can probably say my piece and everything. It's just my thoughts. I don't know if this would be interesting to anybody, but I'm gonna be venting my emotional diarrhea at the same time. I like the Street Fighter 2 sweater. Oh yeah, this is commentary only. I will put the link down below if that helps. I yeah, I agree. I know some of them do suck and some of them don't. Uh, but then there's some like, how did I get these? How did I get this? So, anyways, yeah, I think the issue is I just wanted the money. I would like YouTube revenue, but I know the pennies wouldn't cut it that much. But I would like people to buy my stuff. I don't really care for entertaining people. I think what the direction I want to go in were uh, instructional videos. That's not what I wanted to do. At one point, I was just primarily just vlogging about life, mostly because I never had many friends to talk to about it, or I'm very frustrated and don't like journaling that much. So I like to put it out on YouTube out there. Um, then I tried to get into like the anti SJW content where you see everything in entertainment is kind of woke ish, and in some instances, it's very true. Um, and I realized that because of the way I present the content wasn't that great, as well as, it's too much negativity involved. There's also too much sensationalism. I feel like there's some level of grifting and dishonesty coming from a lot of those types of channels that are trying very hard to gain views and retention, and it's not worth it, especially when you just see everything as negative and you're trying to hype it up and sensationalize everything. And and that's on both sides, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so that So I'm leaning into now, since I got a new computer, to make like educational content, like, being informative of the nose of websites and stuff like that. So which I technically don't, because I think as a person and as a creator, I'm kind of boring, and I realize that that's just not what it is. I just don't. I'm not here to make YouTube videos or great quality content per se. I just want to make money. I don't care to be famous. I mean, because I know how stressful it could be, because you have so many eyes on you, and there's so many problems with people who will complain and whine and want to stir up drama online for clout, and it's a pain, and I don't want to deal with that, honestly. But I think his his is on the entertainment side, and again, that's not where I'm the direction for my channel. So I'm not. I think his advice is good, but at the same time, it depends on what your channel is about in general. It makes me think of that My Hero Academia meme with Todoroki and Deku putting all the lines together, and he goes straight to Mineta. That's what it makes me think of. Sorry. And honestly, this is probably some level of the trauma response on my end. And I hate picky people. I can't stand picky people, and it aggravates me. Especially of the years I've worked in worked at a mall and the t-shirt industry, and we're near places where they're kind of a little bit low poverty, ghetto hood people that would come in the shirts, and they would make things more complicated than they should, and also get attitudes, basically Walmart attitudes, those types of Walmart attitudes. I think that's the best analogy. And then I was dealing with older people who were very picky or negative, and slow, and um just it has been a journey for me since late 2022, and it's a pain. It's a pain to grow, and it's a pain to find work. in the field I wanted to be in, and I don't want to move. You know, if I was making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe, you know, but and also if I knew how, and I had friends or a husband and everything, it'd be a different story. Don't get any ideas, people. You know. Mm. Okay, I did take his advice because I watched this video earlier, but I wanted to make a comment for this video. So this is a vlog haul, some reactions video. Um, it's a Canva is a pretty good website. They have some things that you could change and alternate the colors and stuff, and um, for the YouTube thumbnails and everything. The only thing I haven't done is like put me physically in and trying to edit out any other parts of the photo, um, like I did with probably my demo reel. So that's the only thing. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's so. That's always been a problem with a lot of YouTubers, especially an anti-SJW channel, is that they hype it up a little bit more to the extreme. So, and I didn't even see that, and that's the problem. But it also, I don't really, I don't know what his opinion on that type of content is, but I don't know. It just comes off as extremely dishonest and it sometimes at times kind of fake, and I don't want to be that type of person to um to just be a quote unquote entertainer. I just want people to like me for me, you know. Um and I'm unfortunately there's people in the world that won't like you. Okay, whatever, you know. And I've dealt with that before. So and people who think I'm quiet, shy, and boring, you know. And but nobody opened up and talk about subjects that I'm interested in. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm kind of talking like with the broken record. Yeah, trying to sell things to the extreme, it just trying to hype it up. I don't like trying to over exaggerate things like that. You know, it's annoying, and I don't like dealing with that. I mean, I can be hyping things up and actually feel like it can be extremist, but it's not really. It really is how I felt. But I just wanted to put that in. Oh, I just realized he just made me drink water. That was a maybe it was a automatic response. Oh, This is how poor I am. I have Kroger's purified drinking water. If y'all want to send me Fiji water, by the way, please do. Or some any fancy water from like those outlet stores. Okay. Ooh, dang. Again, I think it also depends on what the video exactly is. To a certain degree, I would probably have to. I forgot I've been on the internet too much that I forget things. Like I have short term memory loss. Like it's so bad these days. Oh yeah, that's why. I think my goal for what I'm doing for YouTube is a lot different, because again, I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but I just want to sell my artwork. That's all. I want people to buy my artwork. I don't know what to do other than go straight to YouTube, uh, do stuff, and hopefully people click on it and say, "Hey, go buy my stuff." It's down below. And that's it. I don't know how to really sell myself. That's the problem. Oh, that's right. I get what he's trying to say. I know when I had my laptop and stuff, it's super slow. But the problem was I just didn't have the motivation or the energy to put in thumbnails. I didn't want to. I think it was a waste of time and a waste of my energy to put so much effort and energy into something that people will not appreciate me for my hard work. And I think a lot. I think maybe to a degree I just want to feel appreciated and people appreciate my work. And I think I'm putting too many expectations on people who don't know me, you know, uh, to really show that appreciation because they don't want to get to know me and don't care. And that's actually makes me sad, actually. Yeah. I think also it's kind of the same thing with like when I design t-shirts and stuff like that with like niches and everything. I think it also depends on the niche of the type of audience you want to attract. I don't know what audience I want to attract actually. I just want people to buy my stuff. um which is a simple goal, but I just don't. And I'm analyzing all the nitty gritty details, but I'm not willing to put in the effort. I know my general goal, but I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect on that. I think about all the itty bitty little details of how complicated it's going to be, and I don't want to do it. And I know what Mr. Beast is trying to say. I know, like for example, Davey504. I subscribe to his channel mostly because he does good editing skills and he can be very funny. And it's also because he plays bass and he's attracts the music crowd. Um, which his content's very interesting, where his kind of monotone, deep voice is funny. And I guess the fact that he's Italian also is a big uh has a big role in it too. Um, but comparing, I don't know if I'm comparing apples to oranges. And then I found this other girl who plays ukulele and she does tour and stuff with her band. Uh, and her stuff is funny, and she's kind of like examining certain things and trying to over exaggerate and hype it up. But I'm not that type of person, honestly. I'm I'm not really that funny, honestly. Also, I think his graphic design is very bomb. I like it. It looks like something good, really good on a T-shirt. It reminds me of those football logos, like for the I don't know, the Lakers or something. I don't know, but I like it. That's all. I just wanted to comment on that. I do like the color scheme and stuff like that. Oh, I don't know. I always thought like vlogs was just sitting down and talking, or just uh showing how your day was and everything. That's what I always thought. Not making like not trying to do anything crazy or anything like that for eating a bunch of ice cream and stuff like that. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I don't know why somebody would sit down and watch that kind of nonsense. Oh, I wanted to make a comment since I do this. I usually like to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. Some of it's like from theologians or pastors and stuff like that, and it could be hours, 2 hours, or 3 hours long. And I digest it in small chunks because I'm listening to them while I'm drawing or painting or doing digital art. If their content's interesting enough where I'm learning something, and especially about my religious beliefs and my faith and stuff that I was not aware of, that's what keeps me retentive. That that's just a personal preference. I'm sure that there's people that do the same thing. So and they have years of experience and theological degrees and studies and stuff like that, where it's available to the masses to learn without having to go to like seminary or something. By the way, I did see his a chocolate bar that was on clearance, but it was broken, and it was in Kroger's. I don't remember what the chocolate bar. I didn't buy it though because I was broke and I was there to get something totally different. But uh, I just want to say I saw his Mr. Beast brand chocolate stuff at Kroger's. So. Oh, and it was too high. That was the other thing. I was still broke, so yeah, some of it was like low hanging fruit for one YouTuber that has eating disorder, and I got a bunch of views on that. However, I was able to get views on my Sheen haul, and I think most of it has to do with me smiling and having a big old smile on my face, and uh, as a thumbnail, and I didn't do hardly anything with it. So, I mean, I did some editing and cutting and stuff like that. I mean, I showed a little bit of a bubbly personality in some ways. Um, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything fancy, but yeah, that actually blew up. Here's my problem. I don't like doing that. I don't like being on a consistent basis. I like my freedom. I like to do things when I feel like it, when I want, where I want, how I want, no matter what anybody says. Because I don't like being forced, honestly. So yeah, I'm a freedom loving spirit in some ways, to a degree. But yeah, Well, here's the thing. I don't know how he seems like he's an extroverted kind of dude. Uh, there's a lot of YouTubers that are not, and they don't have a whole lot of friends. Especially when you get up in age, you can't hardly make any friends, and that anybody would want to be involved in your YouTube channel. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, you can't make. I don't know if she's talking about people that already got a lot of followers and stuff like that, subscribers, but that's just not realistic on my end. I don't think that's completely. I'm sounding like a broken record. I just don't think that's realistic. You know, especially if you've been you have. It's been a long time, years ago, since you've been there, and now you were an adult and you made it. But I don't know, especially with a lot of these YouTube changes, especially with the CEOs and everything, the FCC stuff, the Logan Paul incident kind of ruined everything with 1,000 subscribers and 400,000 hours, 4,000 hours of watch time. I will never see that $25 like ever from YouTube or Google, like never. Yeah, and I don't mind people critiquing my videos as long as they're polite about it and not too overly invasive or stepping over boundaries. As long as you're being respectful, I don't mind criticism, you know. Oh yeah. It usually when it comes to criticism and people commenting on your stuff, hopefully these are friends that are good, or people who are commenting. You got to understand the intent of what they're commenting on. What is their motive to comment this way or that way, or how they are commenting. And sometimes I'm not able to analyze that, but I kind of like, I think you have to be mindful of where the critique and criticism is coming from and how they are saying it. Read into people's motives. That's is what I'm trying to say when it comes to a criticism. That's not just a YouTube at all. It also uh, requires. That's with anything. That's what I mean. And also for me, I realize a lot of the times I um put in like ums and uhs. I don't know what it's called, I forget. But also because I have a problem with communicating well, verbally, and trying, and sometimes I trip over my words when I don't mean what I that's not what I meant, or I have a tendency to be vague, and I wish people would say, well, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that in a different way or another way? Because I trip over my words a lot. Because the way I see for his speaking pattern, it seems like he's very able to communicate well, and he's very extroverted and knows how to make friends. I'm not, and I think a lot of YouTubers aren't. Hence why some of them ends up going into like drama channels or tea channels, or uh, what else? The anti SJW channels, because they're not able um, to be communicative or something like that, because they like to stir the pot and stir up crap, and it's just not. It's so fake, and I don't like it, and I'm not dissing on his advice. I'm just saying, again, it depends on the channel. Oh, by the way, for this channel, and no offense, I've seen this with like people who are voiceover teacher. Well, one particularly, and he was kind of scummy about how he sold his stuff, and that's why I'm not a big fan of people who try to sell their courses online, particularly for this think channel or something. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or by any means. It's just I there's just so many people who are really scummy and scammy that would do that, where they've made it, and nah, not really. Or even like people who are dating coaches, and you look at their channel and you're like, and and they're like single or something like that, and I'm not naming names, uh and you're wondering like, why are you selling this in the first place? Kind of seems like a scam or a scam. I don't think that I'm able to afford that, and I don't trust you enough to buy. I'm just saying. And I'm meaning more like, um just courses. I'm not selling courses. I'm selling artwork. I'm selling like print on demand stuff, and I'm also selling on Mercari, which I love. That site. That site is the best, uh, best site. Because it's so much easier to upload and do things that are simple as like eBay, almost like eBay. It's a Japanese version of eBay. So uh, that kind of comes off as arrogant. I'm not. That's kind of a turn off to me, honestly. Um. Uh. For any person in general. And I think this is coming from a person that's an artist and does a lot of artistic things where you have low self worth and people don't appreciate your work at all. But I think in some ways that he comes off as an entertainer and a bit of an actor, and usually those people got bigger egos. So I think that's probably where he's coming from. Since you have to be a bit of an entertainer in order to do YouTube, or in some ways, depending on the content, and his content is kind of like, entertainment content, I believe. I never watched a single Mr. Beast video ever, because it's just not my vibe. Because I prefer educational stuff, or instructional videos. So yeah. Okay, I do agree. I do agree with him on that. It because I do like having a work life balance a lot, and this is just because as a female to being able to not handle so much stress and negative emotion, and men usually do, which a lot of people might not like that, like what I said, but okay, whatever. You're not my audience. Bye. Actually, I would have to disagree. If you got 1,000 to 4,000 thousand subs, 4,000 hours of watch time, you get moolah. You're that does matter. It probably not didn't matter years ago, but it matters now. All right, and that was Mr. Beast stuff. I hope you enjoyed that video. Leave a like and a comment down below. This is going to be quite a while for me to edit this crap. Anyways, this is supposed to be a reactions video, so here. Bye.